We are Fantasy Football in 5, and we are here to give you the best and the greatest fantasy tips and tricks. And today we are going to look at the strategy of how to draft, but throughout the year we plan on giving you different tips like top busts and a couple other great things. So, to start it off, each round you want to draft a different position. So, round one, you want to start with a running back.
Yes, because the on ESPN, 9 out of the top 10 rankings are running backs. Antonio Brown is the only other position in the top 10. He's a wide receiver. And so, if you have picks 1 through 5, you want to look for Adrian Peterson and Jamal Charles early, because if you miss up on them, you'll probably end up with a slightly less productive back in like C.J. Anderson or DeMarco Murray, who both projected at around 210 points this year.
Now, Shady McCoy was also is a big name, but he's only projected around 12, which is surprising, and I think that's a pretty good steal.
That would be, yes,
So,
especially in the round 2 if you grab him then.
yeah.
Alright, round 2, you want to grab a wide receiver. Early to mid rounds, round 2, look for Demaryius Thomas, Odell Beckham, and Dez Bryant. Mid to late round, like picks 16 through 20, you want to look for Jordy Nelson, Calvin Johnson, and A.J. Green. Megatron, I think he's going to have a down year this year with Golden Tate having another big year last year. So look for a slightly less productive year from Calvin Johnson.
All right, and when it comes to round 3, you're going to want to get another receiver. Now, you want to do this just to load up on receivers because there's a big drop off. And so round 3, you're going to look for Randall Cobb, T.Y. Hilton. They are some pretty good steals if you can get them in the third. And mid round, you're going to want to look at Mike Evans, who I think will have a pretty good year because he has a better quarterback, even though I'm not very big on
Winston.
Winston. But there's also Emmanuel Sanders mid, and as a sleeper round 3, I know I said you want to get a receiver, but Jeremy Hill and Mark Ingram could be sleepers because Mark Ingram maybe not as much, but Jeremy Hill I think is going to have a really good year, and Mark Ingram, if he can steal the job from C.J. Spiller, you never know.
Alright, round 4, you want to grab the second running back. Melvin Gordon in San Diego is going to have a big year, I think, with Matthews in Philly. Also, Jonathan Stewart is ranked at number 40, and Frank Gore is ranked at 43. I'd pick Gore over Stewart any day.
Yeah, because Stewart is really injuries prone, so you can't rely on him. And round 5, you're going to want to get a quarterback around right in here. Depending on what you want to get, it'll change, but Drew Brees, Big Ben, I mean, they're right around this area. And if you want to wait a little bit later, you can probably get a guy like Matty Ice or Tony Romo. And I don't know if Brady will be around, but he might be a solid pick.
Round 6, this is where you want to draft your tight end because the position is staying out. This is also the trickiest draft position of the fantasy year. So by now, Rob Gronkowski and Jimmy Graham will be gone. No debate about that. So look for players like Greg Olsen, Travis Kelce, and Martellus Bennett. And we both think Kelce is a huge sleeper for the Chiefs this year.
Yep.
Also, Julius Thomas for Jacksonville has bust potential with not having Peyton Manning as his quarterback.
I agree. And round 7, that's where you go and get your flex positions. You know, running back, wide receiver, tight end. The best position to probably go for would be a wide receiver because there is a little bit of depth that should still be there. So there will be players like Golden Tate, who will hopefully have a little bit better year, and then Amari Cooper, who I think is going to just absolutely destroy. Andre Johnson, who still has potential with Andrew Luck there, and Brandon Marshall, who, being in a new spot or a new team, I don't know, it might end up pretty good. There are also some running backs to look for, like Joique Bell, T.J. Yeldon, and Julius Randle with Todd Gurley also. So.
And we both think Todd Gurley is a big sleeper in St. Louis now.
I agree.
Even though he and Trey Mason may split carries, rely on Gurley more.
Yes, I think he'll get you more touchdowns.
So that was Fantasy Football in 5. We'll give you all your fantasy tips in 5 minutes. Just keep it short and simple because who will want to watch a 30-minute video on one position?
Amen.
So thanks for watching, and please subscribe to us. Thank you very much.